3. We had completed till verse 10 of chapter 29, which is called Explanation of Devotional Service. Now, what we did last time was the classification of the devotee was done by Kapila Muni, and he told his mother that there are 3 types of devotees. The first one is the sattvic kind, the second one is the rajasic kind, and the third one is the tamasic type. So there are 3 types of devotees. So in the first one, the tamasic one, we understood, that is, we understood how this devotee is given to a lot of envy, pride, violence, anger, and so on. And he is a separatist and he is in the mode of darkness, which tells us that this person is not having that attitude of goodness in his heart. He is very self-centered. He is interested in doing harm to others. Somebody who doesn't care about this world. The second type is a person who is interested in self-centeredness. That is, he wants everything for himself. He wants material enjoyments. That means he wants his money, he wants his house, he wants to enjoy with his family, friends, and also go to temples so that he can ask for more. This is a very common type of a devotee. It is called a rajasic type. You will find that almost all the temples and places of worship are filled with this kind of people. They go with the begging bowl. They have enough, but they want more. And this is the type of the devotee that is there. The third devotee was full of goodness. He is not interested in getting any results for himself. He does it because it is important for him to do things. And he is always lost in the name of God. So these were the 3 types of devotees we saw last time. Today we are going to discuss about the duties of devotees. So let us continue today's satsang. We are doing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Part 2. This is chapter 29, verse 11 and 12. The manifestation of unadulterated devotional service is exhibited when one's mind is at once attracted to hearing the transcendental name and qualities of the Lord. That is Sri Krishna, who is residing in everyone's heart. Just as the water of the Ganga flows naturally down towards the ocean, such devotional ecstasy, uninterrupted by any material condition, flows towards the Supreme Lord. So here we are discussing a devotee, a true devotee, who is literally lost in the name of God. A small example would be, let us say, you have been singing a song for a very long time, and suddenly the song comes on the radio or something. Are you attracted towards it? Very much, isn't it? It reminds you of something. During your young age, you were singing songs which were connected to your girlfriend or your boyfriend, and you're thinking of that particular song and the number. I think it was very constantly going on in your mind, isn't it? Many years later, when that number comes on, are you suddenly transported to that stage over there? Very long ago, there was a Hindi film. Okay. Now, this Hindi film was called by the name Anand. It was having two superstars at that time. One was Rajesh Khanna, other one was Amitabh Bachchan. Rajesh Khanna was dying of cancer. So one day, when he thought he was alone, he has a poetry book. So he opens the poetry book and there is some poetry which he sings. And inside that poetry book, he sees one flower which has been preserved inside. It takes him back to the time when he was with his girlfriend or whoever it was. And this is a very typical scene in the life of many people. So why am I telling you this? These are called triggers. A trigger which will take you back in time, isn't it? Like that, there are songs which are sung for God, which are called bhajans and kirtans. Sometimes we hear some great shlokas being said by some great people. The moment they say them, it reminds us of someone or something. Maybe you were saying it during your younger days. Today the trend in the marketplace, is to say the Hanuman Chalisa. It is so common, you know. I have some devotees of mine coming over here and telling me, Guruji, you should sing the Hanuman Chalisa. So it is because it's a YouTube and a Instagram and a TikTok trend. Well, you could be singing any song. Anything that triggers the memory of God. We are talking of spiritual only over here. And because we are talking of spiritual, please understand that which immediately connects you to the divine. Just like I told you, your old songs may connect you to your ex-girlfriends or whoever they might be. It's a similar thing. So what he says is, these songs or these bhajans or these kirtans or whatever they might be will suddenly transport you to the realm of the divine. It's a very common thing. What do you feel during that time? You feel one with the divine. You feel one with that person whom you are thinking of, isn't it? Those who travel by car or those who travel by some kind of a transportation and they may be listening to some music. Many a times people listen to music while they are traveling by, say, trains or whatever. So when you are listening to the music, you might have noticed that those who listen to very aggressive kind of music become very aggressive. Those who listen to this softer music, they are very soft and they are very melting type. But when you listen to the devotional music, you are literally on the verge of shedding tears or feeling that joy or that, the goodness within you. So here what he is saying is, it is literally like your heart is melting. This is a quality of a devotee. Alright? The devotee's job is to always connect with the divine. What better way than listening to the music of the Lord? Alright? You might have noticed, even if you go to any place of worship, they will have some very beautiful singing and dancing going on over there. Okay? And that is such a wonderful thing to do. Those who have visited temples, the South Indian temples, you will find that the moment you enter the temple, somewhere in that, there is a place for dance ceremonies. The moment you enter, on the left hand side, there is a hall or there is a place where they conduct classical dances in praise of the Lord. There are singers, they sing in very beautiful melody the songs of the Lord. Have you noticed it? So you will find that I guess 99% of the South Indian temples have these beautiful things in them. It increases the devotion. It increases the devotion to a very large extent. These are not places where you go rush inside, take darshan and be happy that, oh, you got that half a second darshan and come out of it and look for prasad. No. You loiter around, you hang around, you stay there, you listen to the music, you listen to the praises. It gives you a sense of belonging. You will feel one with the divine, isn't it? So this is what he means. It flows naturally within the human nature. Most of the other places in India, I have never seen this, which is including temples which are in the north or in Maharashtra where I come from. I have not seen those kind of beautiful dance platforms or places where people will sing. In where I used to stay, in Mumbai, there we had one temple with one small space. First time, Das Ganu came over there many years ago. At the beginning of the 19th century, he came over there and he would sing songs of the saints of Maharashtra. That is a place where my forefathers would meet him. That is a place where even the one who wrote the Sai Sat Charit of Sai Baba, he also met him over there. So this temple is in front of a lake in Bandra, Mumbai. So that is a place. So there they would conduct beautiful bhajans and kirtans. And Das Ganu would come over there and perform those. It is less than 100 meters from our the house that we were staying in, my forefathers. So that is how the connections happened. Next verse would be, a pure devotee does not accept any kind of liberation, salokya, sashti, samipya, sarupya, ekatva, even though they are offered by the Lord himself. Now, please understand one thing. Liberation of any kind means disassociating with the love that you have. Let us say you are in love with someone. Okay? Now, complete disassociation, even the thoughts will not come, would be called as liberation. The devotees do not care for any liberation. Please remember this. The answer is, liberation means complete disconnect and dissolution, dissolving in the nothingness. So you become nothing, nothing. Would you like to be nothing and not be involved in anything? Or would you rather stay in love and be a devotee? So the person who is a devotee of Sri Krishna doesn't care for any kind of liberation or moksha. The moksha is the fourth, purushartha. Those who know purushartha, there are 4 types. The fourth one is called liberation. Only those who do not understand the love of God are interested in liberation. So they crave for liberation, self-realization, knowledge of the self, Advaitic truth and all those kind of things. Those are not lovers of God. No, they don't love God. They love themselves so much that they don't want to be around. It is like, let us say you are in marriage. Okay. Now, when you are in marriage, what happens? Suppose the marriage is dissolved. That means a complete dissolution of marriage. You are not going to think of this person. But if there is some kind of a bad blood between the two, wouldn't you remember it till you die? Isn't it? Till you die, you are still going to keep on pondering over it, thinking about it, and feeling bitterness or whatever that is. Or let us say there is a couple and they are in love. And one person out of that finds someone else and they go and they get married to this other person, divorcing this first person. Isn't the other person going to be feeling that twinge of love continuously? Isn't it? They will say, I love this person, but he has gone away. So, here, the connection is still very valid. Got it? But, when there is a very clean cut, not a thought of this old person will come in your mind. No. And there is no idea of getting married again. You just don't want to get into any kind of relationships. That is something which earns you liberation from all this. So once the ties are broken, once everything is finished, then you are liberated. Now think about the liberated person. Where is love in that person's life? No love. So now similar, this is like an example I am giving you. Liberation, self-realization, going towards moksha and all that is petty things. They do not matter. So see the beautiful verse which is said over here. A pure devotee does not accept any kind of liberation. I remember the first time when a disciple of mine came to me and I asked this person, what does a person care about? So naturally the person said, I want to be liberated, I want to be a realized person. I said, okay. Do you really feel that you want realization? Yes. Okay. Then you will get your realization. But don't change it to something else 1 year later or 2 years later. A year later, this person comes back to me again and says, I don't care for realization or liberation or anything like that. I just want to be in love with Krishna. I said, do you see what happened? There is no taste in this world. Liberation is tasteless. Whereas to be in love means to be constantly thinking of the Lord. Now here also he is saying some words. What are the different types of liberation? So he is given all these different types of liberation, where the person loses his identity. So he says he doesn't care for those kind of things. We do next verse. By attaining the highest platform of devotional service, as I have explained, one can overcome the influence of the three modes of the material nature and be situated in the transcendental stage as in the Lord. A devotee must execute his prescribed duties, which are glorious, without material profit, without excessive violence. One should regularly perform one's devotional activities. Like I said, we are learning a very important aspect about devotion today. The oneness with the Lord. When we feel the love and devotion for the Lord, just the way we may cry for our beloved, this is the beloved we cry for. That is the Lord Himself. How many of you have heard Sufi songs? If you have heard some Sufi songs, and if you have listened to some of those beautiful numbers from the past, you will find that the person is talking about being in love. Actually, that person is not talking about being in love with some average, below average human being. He is talking about being in love with the divine. Okay? This oneness with the divine is so very important. There was a great poet by the name Bulle Shah. If you ever listen to Bulle Shah's numbers or Rumi or these kind of poets from the past, you will listen to these kind of things. These are Sufi poets. In our world, we have Mirabai, Kabir. Here in Maharashtra, we have Tukaram Maharaj, Eknath Maharaj, Sant Jnaneshwar, Muktabai. All these people were there. They were very great poets. In Karnataka, we have Kanakadasa and all those. In South India, we have Alvars. Then we have on this side Nayanars. So these were great devotees of Lord. They would write poems. They would sing while they were reciting, and when they were playing with their iktara or whichever instrument that was there, they would be always sitting and crying, standing, crying, dancing away to glory. So this is what happens to that person. Now let us say, in this case, where we are concerned, devotees. Now, how are these devotees supposed to be? First and foremost, devotion doesn't mean you can give up your material worldly duties. Please remember this. You cannot say, I am a devotee of God, so I am going to live my life, this particular life that I have. I don't want to be with people, family or whatever, and I want to go and stay in some Varanasi or some such kind of place. I want to stay in Vrindavan. People have this great thought process. Well, you are not going to be a devotee anywhere. See, that kind of a life is only granted to very few people. You are not entitled for it. There is no entitlement over here. Till you have got specific instructions from your master, you cannot leave anything and go anywhere. So when the thought comes in the mind, I want to leave everything and I want to go somewhere, you are actually running away from reality. And that you are not a devotee from any point of view. No. A devotee of the Lord is always involved in devotional service while performing material worldly duties. So if you owe it in your life, let us say you have a family, if you are a man, you have a wife and you have children, you have a house, you have a job, it is your duty to perform those actions diligently. Not with disgust. It is a job. It is a duty. A duty has to be performed perfectly. Alright? While taking the name of the Lord. So, all this has to be done. On one side. And on the other side, you are entitled for doing devotional service. So devotional services are different types. We will be learning about them very slowly. So devotional activities needs to be performed. Now, we go to verse 16. The devotee should regularly see my statues in the temples, touch my lotus feet, offer worshipable paraphernalia and prayers. He should see in the spirit of renunciation from the mode of goodness and see every living entity as spiritual. So there is a very simple thing which you got to know. If you remember in the previous verses, we have done that you cannot have 100 girlfriends, right? In a similar manner, you cannot have 100 gods you are praying to. No. If your Ishta, the one God that you pray to is Sri Krishna, you have to go and visit his temples only. Your single pointedness is extremely important. It is called single pointed devotion. So you have to be only devoted to this one Lord. Now when you visit the temples or when you visit the holy places of Lord Krishna, here since we are doing Narayana, Lord Krishna himself, so this Srimad Bhagavatam is basically connected to him. So you have to be only focused on him alone and nobody else. You have to touch his lotus feet. Offer worshipable paraphernalia. What is worshipable paraphernalia? Simple things like flowers, deepas, lamps, agarbattis, all the dhoop, all those kind of things you can offer. Some sweets, something which can be offered. That which the Lord likes. Actually, where I come from, we talk of sweets. We talk of sweets. When I first time came to South India, I realized that sweets doesn't mean sweets at all. Here Sri Krishna was offered different things. One was something like puliogare, that rice which is made, tamarind rice kind of a thing. That was offered. It was spicy. Then there were some round balls which were offered. Crunchy round balls. I don't remember the name. They were offered. In some places lemon rice was offered. So my concept of sweets went out of the window. As a kid. Okay, when I visited first time, I visited with my father and mother some of the South Indian temples. There we were offered this kind of rice as prasada. So for me it was a very strange thing. We were used to offering sweets of different kind, like pedas and gujiyas and those kind of things, Shira as we call them. But yeah, these are the paraphernalias. This is what we can offer. And there are specific prayers. Prayers which are connected to that divinity, so that has to be offered. Everything should be done with the spirit of renunciation. Renunciation very simply means one thing. Please don't go there with a begging bowl. Please don't keep on going with a long list of demands. God, I am not, I don't have any money, give me money. God, I don't have a house, I don't have a job, I don't have a wife, I don't have my children, I am going through terrible times, I am sick, I am tired, I have cancer, I have this, I have that. No, don't go with that. I'm asking you a question. Since your life is run by the Lord himself, doesn't he know what is wrong with you? So there is no need of writing a petition to God, isn't it? It's not a court or anything. Those who go without any attachment of any kind, you are going because you love God, that's it. Just go over there and don't try to show off. People try to show off by giving a lot of gold and diamonds and jewels and a lot of money. No, you don't have to do any of those things. I personally, when I go to the temple, I avoid putting money in that box over there. The reason is because that box doesn't go to the temple person. Doesn't. The priest who has been doing that for donkey's years, he doesn't get any money. He gets a small stipend, a small salary from the temple. That person has to run his family. I have seen in temples where the priests are literally like beggars. They don't have money. They have children. They have so much to do. And for them, we have not done anything. You go and put some money in that hundi or put it for donation. They issue donation certificates with that, whatever certificate that you want. That money goes to the trust. And the trustees are crooked. I have not seen in any place where the trustees are pure devotees. No, they are there only for the purpose of minting money. This is how it is. So, offering to the priest, offering to the people inside, it's very good. No doubt about it. So, it has to be done in the sense of goodness. And see every living entity as spiritual. Please do not consider that entity. Now let us say, I am going to give example, let us say. You will say that there are bad people and there are good people in this world. Isn't it? You will say that, isn't it? One person is bad, the other person is good. We become judgmental about everything. I am asking you a question. If this world has been made by God, doesn't he know that there are some people who are going to behave in one way and some people are going to behave in another way? Is it with his express permission they are behaving that way or no? So then what makes you think that they are bad? Today think about it. What has happened today in the marketplace? Because the export to the Gulf has stopped. Export to the Gulf has stopped. You will say that is very bad for the country. Right? We are not getting money in India. We should be getting in dollars and we are not getting any money. On one side you are going to say this one thing. There are lots of exporters who are sitting with loads of goods in their godown and they don't know what to do with it. Like in Mumbai, this is the season of grapes. Some mangoes have come, onion and various other things are there. All those are getting spoiled. Coconut and coconut water was also exported from Kerala and various other places. Do you know the price of coconut in our town has dropped to half? Do you know the same thing, the grapes and other things which were sold for 200 and 300 rupees a kilo are slashed to even 70 and 80 rupees a kilo now? As a common man, are you feeling that, yes or no? So think about it. Now tell me what is good for the world and what is good for you. If those people were exporting, the exporters were making money, were you getting any benefit? You were paying a very high price because the supply was less. So now show me on from your side who is good and who is bad. There is no way of knowing anything. Did I not tell you one story long ago that one lady came to me? Now, when she came to me, she was already, second husband was there. And she was undergoing a terrible time with her second husband. So naturally, when she came to me, I was not having any sympathy for her. I told her, good. What is happening to you is very good. She got very upset with me and she went barging out of my place. Literally banging her foot and calling me names. 1 year later, the same woman comes and she is having a bright smile on her face. And there is a younger gentleman with her. She was a very rich lady, okay? There was a younger gentleman with her. And I asked her, who is this person? She said, my husband. Then I looked at her. Yeah. I got divorced last year and this is my husband. So then she asked me the question, why were you saying that was good for me? I said, you yourself answered it, didn't you? If you would not have gone through your second divorce, how would you have met this third husband of yours? Isn't it? So when you were going through your second divorce, you were painful, there were a lot of pain and misery in your life, and you are thinking, my life is come to an end, I don't know what I'm going to do. So you were miserable at that time. But today you are happy. You are happy because you have got a very handsome looking guy. And now he is come with you. So she was thinking on those lines. I want you to also think. Why are we saying that there is good and bad in this world? Things which may go happen, for something where you cannot even say why the thing has happened is bad or whatever. There is something good out of it. You don't know about it. And that is the reason why we don't have to bother our head about these kind of things. The pure devotee should execute devotional service by giving the greatest respect to the spiritual master and the acharyas. He should be compassionate to the poor and make friendship with the person who are his equal, and his activity should be executed under the regulation and with the control of the senses. Now here Sri Krishna is telling, that is Kapila Muni is telling his mother. Now what is he telling his mother? He is telling his mother that we need to follow devotional service as prescribed by our spiritual master and follow certain rules and regulations. We have to give respect to our spiritual master. Many a times people get disillusioned. So there is this one gentleman. I told him very clearly, I said, see, can you please take a transfer to India? This person got very upset and angry with me. I am earning in dollars. I am getting good salary over here. Why should I go to India? So I said, no, it is very important for you to do that. I am not going to elaborate anything. 1 year later, he was earning thousands of dollars. Suddenly one day he had no job left. The job market tanked. He had no job left. There was nothing in pipeline also. And he had to come back to India. Now the person is jobless since a very long time. It is important to listen to the spiritual master, even if it is not palatable. Please understand one thing. The people have no idea how this world is working. Many a times I have personally told people that do this or don't do this. But they don't listen. The spiritual master is not your enemy. He is not an astrologer or a palmist or even a psychiatrist or a doctor. No. He is far greater than any of these people put together. He is a spiritual master. And we should execute devotional service to the spiritual master. It is extremely important. Then this devotee should be compassionate to the poor and make friendship with people who are his equals. And all the activities should be executed under regulation and with control of the senses. This individual who is a devotee of the Lord should have his group of friends who are devotees of the Lord. So what it means is, birds of a feather flock together. You have this English saying, isn't it? It is always better to be friend with a devotee of the Lord. So in your circle, when you know that these are the people connected to you, you have to be one with them. Many years ago, I have seen devotees of Satya Sai Baba. They would gather in one place. They would sing songs and perform a lot of activities. And they had a group. That time there was no WhatsApp or anything like that. But they would meet once in a week at one place and sing songs and do all kinds of bhajans and kirtans and exchange stories of their guru. It was very important. Same thing would happen where Sai Baba was concerned. My family people would always connect with the people from Sai Baba's group, not Satya Sai Baba, the old Sai Baba. And they would always have satsangs with each other talking about the Lord. So this is very important. And we have to control our senses. Okay. A devotee should always try to hear about spiritual matters and should always utilize his time in chanting the holy name of the Lord. His behavior should be straightforward and simple, and although he is not envious but friendly to everyone, he should avoid the company of persons who are not spiritually advanced. Always listen to the, devotional songs and devotional music and all that. Listen to kirtans, bhajans, satsangs. Satsangs are a very, very important way of connecting with God. In all my satsangs that I have been putting up for the last 25 years, it has only been about the Lord, nothing beyond that. In that, I will give you a balance between the material world and the spiritual world. Spiritual will be 75% and 25% your material transactions we will be discussing. It is always important to be in the company of the devotees. If you have a person in your life who is a gambler, you know what happens, no? You will also take up to that. If you have a person who is a smoker or a drinker, what happens when you go for drinking? There are people who will gather Friday evening, Saturday or Sunday or whenever, they will go to the bar and liquor places and all those, or they will call each other home and open up beer bottles and this and that. So many things they will do. What do they get out of it? Pleasure? 5 minutes pleasure, 10 minutes pleasure, 1 day pleasure. After that, nothing comes up. Then the moment they go back to their house, they are back in their desperate world, full of misery. Here what are they saying? Be very straightforward and simple. You don't have to have, in Marathi we say chakke panje. Chakke panje means 6s and 5s, Person should not have that kind of a deceitful nature. Always speak the truth. Always be straightforward. I know when you are straightforward, it hurts another person many a times. But only the devotees of the Lords have the guts to be straightforward. Not idiots, okay? You should not be an idiot. Please understand this. He should avoid the company of persons who are not spiritually advanced. This is a very funny thing which I have seen. Earlier I would go to all these ashrams and all that. Now what these guys will do is they will form a coterie around each other. And then they will be talking of something. And in that there is one kind of a leader, he's got the leadership skill. And he will tell some kind of utter nonsensical stories. That person is not spiritually advanced. Why are you listening to him? Even in my satsangs, in the past, there were lots of people. One person will talk to another person and says, what is Guruji saying? What is he talking about? Well, Guruji has given you time, isn't it? Your job is to ask him, I am there, I am alive. You can ask me questions. Why you want to hear from somewhere else? When what happens? You are going to get less knowledge. No. I will talk to X and Y and Z. I will try to find out what Guruji is talking about. Those who have done Sai Sat Charitra will know very well that Sai Baba would come to know when two people were, having conversation. And he will immediately ask, oh, what is he saying? The reason is because you should always be with people who are spiritually advanced, not regressive. So if you are there and your wife is there, and you may think that, the husband knows more than the wife, and he is trying to teach his wife something. That is not the way. Okay? Don't ever get into this. Till you have not been given the job of becoming a teacher, don't try to teach others. Don't try to give bullshit advice to others. Please understand this. Only with the express permission of your own guru, your spiritual master, when he has seen you through thick and thin and when he has trained you sufficiently, that he will give you the job of teaching others. Otherwise not. So don't listen to these other people. Oh, what was he saying? What was he saying? No. Straight away, you can talk. You can ask. So this is how it is. When one is fully qualified with these transcendental attributes and the consciousness is thus completely purified, he is immediately attracted simply by hearing my name and hearing of my transcendental quality. It is literally like a trigger, listening to the name of Krishna all the time. Somewhere you may listen to the name Krishna and you can get attracted towards it. This is a very common thing in life. We have to know this. Our attraction is to the name. How much you are attracted to your own name? Isn't it? Suppose you are called, if your name is XYZ, somebody says XYZ in the crowd, won't you look? That is the power of attraction of the name. Similar way, the name of the Lord Krishna is very powerful. Anytime, any place, anywhere. Even in your sleep also, if you listen to his name, it's very good. Your attraction increases over there. As the chariots of air carries an aroma from its source and immediately catches the sense of smell, similarly one who is constantly engaged in devotional service in Krishna can catch the Supreme Soul which is equally present everywhere. So when you listen to the name of Krishna and when you are one with the divine, you are one with that Paramatma, isn't it? I am present in every living entities as the Super Soul. If someone neglects or disregards the Super Soul everywhere and engages himself in the worship of the deity in the temple, that is simply imitation. How many of you go and visit deities in temples and pray to them? You have been doing it all your life, isn't it? You like to go to temple and you like to pray to the deity over there. Oh, I went to the... Yesterday I was being told by somebody that, they were listening to one interview conducted by one person to the priest of some temple, very big temple in India. I never said anything. I want you to understand this. Next time you go to any temple, you are bowing down to the priest and you are bowing down to people over there. Many a time we will touch the feet of father, mother, all elderly people, the priest and everybody. Yeah, as a thing we are supposed to do, respect the elders. But ask them this question. If that priest has been in the temple for 50 years, let us say, has he ever met God? Never. Does he know God? Never. Then what is this big deal about trying to think that he is some great sheikh? Sir, these are called families. That family has been given the job of becoming only a Panditji in a temple. It is like in your house, there are lots of people who work. Does it mean that they are you? You may have a gardener, you may have a driver, you may have all these people. They are doing their job. Similarly, in a temple, there are people who are doing their job. It is a job. And while doing the job, do you think they are some great sheikhs in this world? It's just a job. Here Sri Krishna is very clear. If you are engaging in the worship of a deity in a temple, you go to any temple in India, okay? And I am not joking about it. Oh, I went to the Char Dham Yatra, I went to this temple, I went to Falana temple, and I went to Dhikna temple and all that. All kinds of temples. Such a climb it was, and I did this and I did that. Sorry, boss. In this life and in 100 lives of yours, you are never going to meet God. The only thing you will find, what happens? Let us say you are gone to all these fancy temples, paying a lot of money. You might have walked even 100, kilometers. It does not matter. At the end of the day, you are just going to have what is called as a satisfaction. Yeah, I visited this temple. It was so nice, I got darshan. Sir, 10-second darshan or 20-second darshan. What are you talking about, you idiot? There is no God in that place. It is just a murti. Can you see what he is saying? The truth about murti worship is this. All the other religions, what are they telling you? Don't do idol worship. Are they not telling you this? Sir, there is no God in that idol. Can you understand that much? This is written in the Srimad Bhagavatam. I am not telling you this here. Sri Krishna himself as Kapila Muni is telling you. I am present in every living entity. So the person who is there walking with you also has God in him. You pick up a stone from the road, that also has God in it. But do you think you will experience? Suppose you have a spouse. You may not be in love with that spouse or just be there for the sake of it. Do you see God in that person? On the contrary, you may see a devil in that person, isn't it? What are you talking about? So even in a stone, there can be nothing. There is no value. So this kind of thinking where people say, if someone neglects or disregards the super soul everywhere, your job is to look at God everywhere. Not just in some temple, some deity in a temple. And engage himself in the worship of a deity in a temple. That is simply imitation. When are we going to understand that all these kind of gods and deities and temples and all these images have zero value, zero. They are as good as you can go and pray to your own wife if you want to. You give her one nariyal, bang it on her head, doesn't matter. It's nothing. It is imitation. The Lord is in everything. You are not still understanding it. Single pointedness. If you are holding on to Krishna, just hold on to his feet. That is all he is saying. And don't try to go and see, today I visited Ganesha temple. Tomorrow I will visit Kartik Swami temple. Day after tomorrow I will go to Jai Mata Di. And after that I will go to Shivji's temple. And then I will go, there is Shiv Puran going on. Then there is this going on. Then there is that going on. Is it? How many wives you want to have? No. If you are understanding devotional service, that one Lord whom you are praising, that is all you need to keep your mind in. Don't keep on doing 100 different things. Okay? So, all that is called simple imitation. One who worships the deity of Godhead in the temple does not know the Supreme Lord. As Paramatma is situated in every living entity's heart, he must be ignorant and compared to the one who offers oblations into ashes. This is a hard-hitting statement. One who worships the deity of God, you go to all these temples and you keep on worshipping them. I chadawa chadaya, chadawa chadaya. What chadawa you are talking about? The chadawa which you are talking about, I did this, I did that. Sorry boss, you are never going to meet God. What is he saying? One who worships the deity of Godhead in the temple does not know the Supreme Lord. He is never ever going to know who is Sri Krishna, who is the Lord of the Lords, the divine consciousness. They will never know. Paramatma is not visible to any of these people. As Paramatma, I am reading from a scripture, an authentic scripture. And this Paramatma is living in everybody's heart. Your heart, my heart, everybody's heart. But we don't know this. We are thinking there is God in some temple. Illappa. No. Without the express permission, you will never be able to meet any God. How many stories those you have heard from me many times in the past? When you take my permission and you go, I will ensure that that God is standing there for you. How many stories you have known? The answer is that there is no God standing over there. Nobody is there. You are just having that euphoria, like watching yesterday's cricket match or the cricket match which happened. Hey, India, Pakistan, no, hey, India won. That kind of euphoria, idiot. You are having a euphoria of a cricket, that person who loves cricket. Is the same as going to temple. Sorry, boss. It is temporary thing, you know that? Today the match will be won and tomorrow you will forget about it. T20, then I don't know what, 300 or whatever they will be playing. Everything is rigged. Do you know that or you don't know that? Everything is rigged. There is no truth in anything. So you may go to any temple. You may go anywhere. I have given you all one very great satsang where I told you what are the 4 types of temples that exist. Have I not told you all before? Remember those words of mine. Don't go to any and every temple you feel like. There is no God there. No God anywhere. Nobody has seen Shiva dancing around anywhere. Who has seen? My Guru Bandhu, she told me one day, I am going to Kailash. I said, okay, good for you. I got the permission to go there. So I said, don't worry, you will meet him. She went to Kailash. The Chinese people were there around all over the place at that time. This happened many years ago. And when the time came for everybody to go for that Kailash darshan, that day she developed very high fever. She developed very high fever and she was lying in the room. And even the Chinese people, they came to check on her. They found that she can't walk. She is very sick. They all left. She was alone in her room. The moment they left, she gets up from her bed. This is a lady who was my age, remember this. Or elder to me. She's elder to me by many years, I think. So, she did the entire parikrama of Kailasha on her own with nobody next to her. Absolutely nobody was there. She said, the yogis from inside the mountain came to visit her. People don't know that there are yogis inside the mountain. It is a mountain which is not a mountain. It's a world within itself. They came to visit her. And they said stuff which something really very rare. And then she came back before this party came back. And she was back in her bed. And then she collected the waters from all the beautiful kunds. And she came back to Bangalore and handed over that bottle to me and said, this is for you. Baba has given this. Baba means Shivji. Now, how many people get this darshan? Tell me. It is not possible. If you go on your own and if you think you are doing some great Tirtha Yatra and all that, nothing is going to happen. Please understand this statement. So, that thing is situated in that entity's heart. But the person is an ignorant person. And he has to be compared to the one who offers oblations into ashes. So somebody who goes to these kind of temples and keeps on doing chadavas and hars and this and that and all that, I'm telling you, it's of no use. Zero value. Because they are not going to the right place at all. Nothing is reaching anybody. I don't know whether you understand this, but very simple example I'll tell you. Now let us say you have a very big job to do. You want to meet the Prime Minister of India. You can't be going and trying to meet him by going through some smaller channels, Some secretaries and assistant secretaries and this one and that one. People like to give bribes to these kind of people so that they can reach the top. No. It's always from top bottom, not bottom top. So go straight to the boss, When you know Krishna, go to Krishna directly. Don't go to all these lackeys. Lackeys, you understand? Downlines. So we have come to the end of verse 22 and we will stop over here for today.
Recording stopped.